In the immense heart of South America, a realm of astonishing complexity stretches to the horizon, a living tapestry woven from twisted trees, golden grasses, and ancient earth. As dawn breaks, the Cerrado awakens beneath a sky painted with soft pastels, its rolling hills shrouded in a gentle mist that clings to the land's every contour. This is the Cerrado, Brazil's vast tropical savanna, a biome that covers nearly a quarter of the country and pulses with life in every corner. While the world marvels at the Amazon's dense green canopy, few realize that the Cerrado is just as magnificent, its roots reaching deeper into the past, its terrain shaped by eons of wind and water. The Cerrado is neither an impenetrable jungle nor a barren plain. Instead, it is a mosaic of open fields, shrublands, and gallery forests, each patchwork piece supporting its own community of life. Here the land is sculpted by relentless sun, periodic drought, and the cleansing force of fire. Each element leaves its mark, forging a landscape of subtle beauty and remarkable endurance. Life in the Cerrado is a masterclass in adaptation. Plants and animals form intricate alliances. Ants farm aphids for sweet nectar, while birds follow army ant columns to snatch fleeing insects. Beneath the grasses and within the tangled underbrush, rare and elusive creatures hide, each perfectly attuned to the rhythms of this demanding environment. The Cerrado's secrets are revealed only to the patient observer. Burrowing owls stand sentinel at their nests, while armadillos shuffle through the undergrowth, searching for insects beneath the soil. At first glance, the landscape appears simple, a vast sweep of grass and scattered shrubs, but every inch is alive with movement and purpose. A closer look uncovers a bustling world. Insects carve tunnels beneath the surface, while above, armies of ants harvest leaves to feed their underground gardens. The earth is riddled with burrows and mounds, each a fortress for its inhabitants. Anteaters, armadillos, and termites, all playing vital roles in the ecosystem. Overhead, the air vibrates with the calls of birds, parrots, seriemas, and tanagers, each species adding its own note to the Cerrado's symphony. As dusk falls, shadows lengthen and the Cerrado's most iconic predators emerge. Maned wolves glide through the grass, and jaguars prowl the forest edges, unseen but ever present. The Cerrado is a land of extremes. During the dry season, the earth cracks and grasses wither, the air heavy with stillness and heat. But with the first rains, the transformation is miraculous. Flowers erupt in dazzling color, and life surges back, filling every niche with renewed energy. The Cerrado is the most biodiverse savanna on Earth, sheltering a staggering 5% of all known species, many found nowhere else. Every living thing here is a testament to adaptation. Plants grow thick bark and deep roots, while animals time their breeding and foraging to the rhythms of fire and rain. The Cerrado story is written in cycles of drought and deluge, fire and regrowth, a drama unfolding over millennia. Here, survival is an art. Lizards bask on hot stones to warm their blood, while birds dust bathe to rid themselves of parasites. The soil is poor, sandy, and acidic, yet roots push deep, drawing life from the faintest trace of water. The climate swings between extremes, months of relentless rain followed by searing drought, each season demanding new strategies for survival. To endure, Cerrado species have evolved remarkable tactics. Tapirs roam in search of water, capybaras graze on the first green shoots after rain. Trees wear armor of corky bark, shielding their vital cores from fire. After the flames pass, new growth emerges, a testament to nature's resilience. Roots delve deep, tapping hidden reserves. Some plants store water in swollen tubers, surviving months without rain. Animals become specialists, giant anteaters feast on termites, while others adapt their diets to whatever the season provides. This ancient dance of survival has played out for millennia, shaping a unique and irreplaceable ecosystem, one that has endured countless cycles of change. Yet today, The Cerrado faces threats unlike any before. Human activity carves scars into the land, disrupting the delicate balance that has persisted for ages. The very openness that once protected the Cerrado now leaves it vulnerable. Vast tracts are cleared for agriculture, fragmenting habitats and isolating wildlife. Animals are forced into shrinking pockets of wilderness, their ancient pathways severed by fields and roads. The balance that sustained this land for millennia is faltering, and the signs of strain are everywhere: wilting plants, vanishing species, and silent clearings where life once thrived. We stand at a crossroads, risking the loss of this natural wonder before its mysteries are fully revealed. The Cerrado's story is no longer just one of resilience. It is a call to action, a plea to recognize, cherish, and protect this irreplaceable jewel of nature, so that its wonders may endure for generations yet to come. To truly grasp the significance of the Cerrado, we must first comprehend the sheer magnitude of this remarkable biome. The Cerrado is not a single park or a patch of wilderness. It is a sprawling ecological domain that dominates the central plateau of Brazil, stretching across multiple states and forming a vast mosaic of habitats. Encompassing over 2 million square kilometers, the Cerrado covers an area larger than many countries, accounting for nearly 20% of Brazil's landmass. Its boundaries are defined not by political lines, but by the unique interplay of climate, soil, and vegetation. This immense savanna forms a vital ecological bridge, linking the Amazon rainforest to the north, the Atlantic forest to the east, and the Pantanal wetlands to the southwest. Its position at the heart of South America makes it a keystone in the continent's environmental network. The Cerrado's central location creates natural corridors for wildlife, allowing genetic exchange and migration between biomes. This connectivity is essential for maintaining the resilience and diversity of South America's ecosystems. The Cerrado's vastness also exerts a profound influence on continental hydrology and climate. It is the birthplace of many of Brazil's great rivers, including the São Francisco, Tocantins, and Paraguay, which originate here and flow outward, nourishing distant regions. The climate of the Cerrado is marked by a striking duality, a pronounced wet season and an equally intense dry season. This seasonal rhythm shapes every aspect of life and landscape. From October to March, the rainy season arrives with dramatic thunderstorms and torrential downpours. The parched earth is revived, rivers swell, and the savanna erupts in a surge of green growth, supporting a burst of biological activity. As the rains recede, the Cerrado transitions into a prolonged dry season. For up to 6 months, rainfall becomes scarce, humidity drops, and the landscape transforms into a tapestry of gold and brown. The soil cracks, and water becomes a precious resource. Temperature fluctuations are extreme. Nights can be cool, dipping to 12 degrees Celsius, while daytime surface temperatures soar above 40 degrees. These rapid shifts challenge the physiological limits of all organisms. The Cerrado's inhabitants must endure not only the scarcity of water, but also the stress of intense heat and cold, adapting their behaviors and life cycles to survive these oscillating conditions. The soils of the Cerrado are ancient, deeply weathered, and notoriously poor in nutrients. High concentrations of aluminum and low levels of phosphorus create a challenging environment for plant growth, favoring only the most resilient species. Life here is defined by adaptation. Plants have evolved deep root systems to tap into underground moisture, thick bark to resist fire, and leaves that minimize water loss. Animals synchronize breeding and migration with the seasonal pulse of rain and drought. Survival strategies are diverse and ingenious. Some species estivate, entering a state of dormancy during the dry months, while others exploit temporary pools and ephemeral streams that appear only after heavy rains. This relentless environmental pressure has driven an explosion of evolutionary innovation, making the Cerrado the most biodiverse savanna on Earth, home to thousands of endemic species found nowhere else. Paradoxically, the very harshness of the Cerrado's climate and soils has fostered a web of life that is both intricate and robust, with each organism finely tuned to its niche. Fire is another fundamental force shaping the Cerrado. Unlike many ecosystems, fire here is not merely a destructive event, but a natural and recurring process that maintains ecological balance. During the transition from dry to wet season, lightning ignites wildfires that sweep rapidly across the grasslands. These fires are typically low in intensity, but widespread, clearing accumulated plant matter. Far from being catastrophic, these fires rejuvenate the landscape. They return nutrients to the soil, stimulate the germination of fire-adapted seeds, and prevent the encroachment of woody plants, preserving the open character of the savanna. Many Cerrado plants possess remarkable adaptations: thick, corky bark, underground storage organs, and seeds that require heat or smoke to sprout. These traits ensure rapid recovery and continued survival after fire. The cycle of burning and regrowth is essential for nutrient cycling in these nutrient-poor soils. Ashes enrich the ground, and within days new shoots emerge, signaling the resilience of this ecosystem. The thick, gnarled bark of Cerrado trees acts as a natural armor, while many species are quick to regenerate from protected roots and underground stems. This perpetual renewal is a testament to the Cerrado's extraordinary capacity for survival and adaptation. The Cerrado is far from a single uniform expanse. Instead, it is a vast and intricate tapestry of ecosystems, each with its own distinct character, shaped by centuries of evolution and the relentless forces of nature. Picture a living mosaic where open grasslands, dense woodlands, and lush river corridors are stitched together, creating a landscape of endless variety and complexity. As you journey through the Cerrado, the scenery transforms before your eyes. One moment you are surrounded by sweeping grasslands. The next, you find yourself beneath the shade of gnarled trees or beside a vibrant green riverbank. The campo limpo, or clean field, is a signature feature of the Cerrado. Here, the land stretches out in a sea of golden grasses, swaying gently under the vast open sky. The horizon appears infinite, broken only by the occasional termite mound or the silhouette of a lone burrowing owl standing sentinel. Moving onward, the landscape subtly shifts into the campo sujo, or dirty field. In this savanna, clusters of hardy shrubs and small twisted trees punctuate the grassland. These resilient plants, such as the buriti palm and the piqui tree, are adapted to survive the region's intense sun and periodic droughts. Each of these environments forms a patch in the Cerrado's ecological quilt, offering unique microhabitats for a dazzling array of life. The boundaries between them are often subtle, yet each supports its own specialized community of plants and animals. This diversity of habitats is the foundation for the Cerrado's extraordinary biodiversity. Giant anteaters roam the open fields, while maned wolves slip quietly through the tall grasses. In the trees, brilliantly colored toucans and parrots call out, and the elusive jaguar stalks the denser thickets. As you leave the open fields behind, you enter the Cerrado sensu stricto, the most iconic landscape of the region. Here, the terrain is dotted with low, contorted trees and tough shrubs, their forms sculpted by wind, fire, and the struggle for survival. The trees, such as the pautera and the lobera, rarely grow tall. Instead, they twist and bend, their branches reaching out in all directions, creating a landscape that is both stark and beautiful. These trees are true survivors, their trunks thick and gnarled, bearing the scars of countless fires and storms. Their shapes are a testament to the relentless winds and the fierce competition for sunlight, each trunk and branch telling a story of endurance. The bark of these trees is thick and corky, forming a natural armor that shields them from the frequent wildfires that sweep through the undergrowth, a vital adaptation in this fire-prone ecosystem. Their leaves are small, leathery, and often covered in fine hairs to minimize water loss. Beneath the surface, their roots plunge deep into the earth, sometimes reaching over 15 meters, tapping hidden reserves of water that sustain them through the long, dry season. This is the quintessential image of the Cerrado, a landscape of resilience where every plant and animal is finely tuned to survive in a world of extremes. As you approach the rivers and streams that thread through the Cerrado, the scenery transforms once more. The air grows cooler, the vegetation denser and more vibrant, as if the land itself is breathing a sigh of relief. Here lies the Cerrado, a dense woodland where trees like the copaiba and the jatoba rise high above, their canopies interlocking to create a shaded, humid microclimate. The trees grow close together, their trunks straight and tall, sheltering a rich undergrowth of ferns, bromeliads, and orchids. The air is filled with the calls of tinnitus and the flutter of butterflies. Even more lush are the gallery forests, which form emerald corridors along the riverbanks. These forests are true sanctuaries, their dense foliage arching overhead to create cool, green tunnels that follow the winding streams. During the harsh, dry season, these gallery forests become lifelines for the Cerrado's wildlife. Capuchin monkeys leap from branch to branch, while tapirs and armadillos seek refuge in the cool shade, and countless birds gather at the water's edge. These riverine forests provide a constant supply of water, abundant food, and safe shelter, supporting a web of life that depends on their presence. When the savanna is parched and the grasslands are scorched, animals converge on these green refuges, making them hotspots of biodiversity and vital strongholds for rare and endangered species. The interplay of open fields, savannas, woodlands, and forests creates a dynamic landscape where each habitat supports its own unique community of plants and animals. From the grassland-dwelling pampas deer to the forest-loving howler monkey, every species finds its niche. Predators like the puma may hunt in the open grasslands, while their prey, such as agoutis and armadillos, seek cover in the dense undergrowth nearby. This close proximity of contrasting habitats allows for remarkable interactions and adaptations. Birds like the red-legged siriema nest in the hollows of ancient trees, yet forage for insects and small reptiles in the open fields, just a short flight away, taking full advantage of the Cerrado's patchwork of resources. This intricate blend of habitats allows for an astonishing richness of life. Species coexist by specializing in different environments, reducing competition and increasing the overall diversity of the ecosystem. The health and vitality of the Cerrado depend on the integrity of this ecological mosaic. Only by preserving the seamless connections between grasslands, savannas, woodlands, and riverine forests can we ensure that this remarkable biome and all its unique inhabitants continue to thrive for generations to come. At the very top of the Cerrado's intricate food web reigns a magnificent and formidable predator, the jaguar. This elusive cat is not just a symbol of power, but a living testament to the wild heart of the Cerrado itself. The jaguar is the largest feline in the Americas, an animal that embodies both raw strength and effortless grace. Every movement is calculated, every step a blend of stealth and confidence. Unlike cheetahs, which rely on explosive speed, the jaguar is a master of strength and precision. Its hunting style is a ballet of patience and sudden, overwhelming force. With a robust, muscular body that can weigh over 90 kilograms, the jaguar is built for ambush. It prefers to strike from the shadows, using the element of surprise rather than a long chase. The jaguar's true secret weapon is its bite, a marvel of evolutionary engineering. It has the strongest bite force of any cat in the world relative to its size, powerful enough to pierce the thick skulls of its prey or crack open the armored shells of turtles and armadillos. This unique adaptation grants the jaguar access to food sources that few other predators can exploit. The jaguar is a patient and strategic hunter, perfectly adapted to the Cerrado's mosaic of habitats. Its rosetted coat provides camouflage among the shifting patterns of grass, brush, and forest. It often uses the dense cover of gallery forests and the tangled edges of rivers as its hunting grounds, moving with a silent, deliberate confidence that leaves almost no trace. Here, hidden among the shadows of lush vegetation, the jaguar can wait for hours, motionless, until the perfect moment to strike arrives. The jaguar is also an expert swimmer, at home in the water as much as on land. It will not hesitate to slip silently into a river, using its powerful limbs to glide toward an unsuspecting capybara or caiman. This adaptability allows the jaguar to thrive in the varied landscapes of the savanna, making it a true ruler of both land and water in its domain. The diet of the jaguar is as flexible as its hunting strategy. It is a true opportunist, able to shift its focus as the seasons and prey populations change. As an apex predator, the jaguar is not a picky eater. It will prey on a wide variety of animals, from the largest mammals to the smallest reptiles. Its menu includes large mammals like capybaras and marsh deer, which it can overpower with a single crushing bite. But it is equally skilled at hunting smaller creatures, armadillos, fish, and reptiles, each requiring a different approach and technique. This varied diet is crucial for its survival in an environment where the availability of prey can shift dramatically with the seasons, from the parched, dry months to the lush abundance of the rains. By switching between different food sources, the jaguar not only ensures its own survival, but also plays a vital role in controlling the populations of many other species. Its presence helps maintain the delicate balance of the Cerrado's complex web of life. The jaguar is more than just a predator. It is what biologists call a flagship and an ecological indicator species. Its health reflects the health of the entire ecosystem. Where jaguars roam, the Cerrado is vibrant and intact. Their presence signals a landscape where the natural order is preserved. Jaguars require vast territories, a stable prey base, and connected habitats to survive. A thriving jaguar population is a sign that the entire food web beneath it is functioning well, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal. When jaguars begin to disappear from an area, it is a warning sign that the habitat is becoming fragmented or degraded and that the intricate balance of the Cerrado is at risk. To protect the jaguar is to protect the entire Cerrado, from the winding rivers it patrols to the countless species that share its domain. The jaguar's story is the story of the Cerrado itself, wild, resilient, and irreplaceable. As you traverse the sweeping grasslands of the Cerrado, you may be fortunate enough to witness one of its most extraordinary and specialized residents, the giant anteater. This animal is a marvel of evolution, perfectly adapted to the unique challenges of its environment. The giant anteater is the largest of all anteater species, with adults reaching up to 2 meters in length and weighing over 40 kilograms. Its elongated body, bushy tail, and striking coloration make it unmistakable as it moves through the open savanna. This remarkable mammal is a dietary specialist, feeding almost exclusively on ants and termites. Over 90% of its nutrition comes from these insects, which it locates with astonishing efficiency. The anteater's long, tubular snout houses a highly developed sense of smell, 40 times more sensitive than that of humans, allowing it to detect insect colonies hidden beneath the soil or inside hardened mounds. Lacking teeth, the anteater relies on its extraordinary tongue, which can extend over 60 centimeters and is coated in sticky saliva. This tongue flicks in and out at lightning speed, up to 150 times per minute, enabling the animal to consume thousands of insects in a single meal. The anteater's foraging behavior is methodical. It moves slowly, nose to the ground, constantly sampling scents to pinpoint the exact location of its prey. Its poor eyesight is compensated by this acute olfactory ability. Upon finding a termite mound or ant nest, the anteater employs its formidable, curved front claws to tear open the tough exterior. These claws are so powerful they can break through hardened earth and wood, yet are used with precision to avoid injury. To protect these essential tools, the anteater walks on its knuckles, keeping the claws sharp and ready for digging. This unique gait is a hallmark of the species and a testament to its adaptation. Once an opening is made, the anteater inserts its snout and rapidly laps up insects, spending only a minute or two at each site to avoid aggressive soldier ants and to allow the colony to recover for future feeding. The reproductive strategy of the giant anteater is equally fascinating. Females give birth to a single pup, which rides on the mother's back for up to a year. The pup's fur pattern aligns perfectly with the mother's, providing camouflage from predators. This close bond not only protects the young but also allows it to learn essential foraging routes and survival skills, ensuring the next generation is prepared for the challenges of the Cerrado. Sharing these vast grasslands is another of the Cerrado's iconic species, the maned wolf. With its long legs and striking appearance, it is often mistaken for a mythical creature. Despite its name, the maned wolf is not a true wolf, but the only member of its genus. Its slender, elongated limbs are an adaptation to the tall grasses, giving it a commanding view over the landscape. These long legs are not built for speed, but for visibility. The maned wolf can spot both prey and potential threats from afar, a crucial advantage in the open Cerrado. The maned wolf is a solitary wanderer, patrolling territories that can exceed 30 square kilometers. It marks its range with a distinctive, musky scent, communicating its presence to rivals and potential mates. Its reddish-brown coat and black mane create a ghostly silhouette in the golden light of dawn and dusk, the times when it is most active. The maned wolf's movements are graceful and deliberate, blending seamlessly into the shifting colors of the savanna. As an omnivore, the maned wolf's diet is remarkably varied. It consumes small mammals, birds, insects, and a wide array of fruits, adapting its feeding habits to the seasonal availability of resources. This flexibility is key to its survival. The maned wolf hunts rodents and birds with stealth and patience, but it is equally adept at foraging for fruit, especially during the dry season when animal prey is scarce. One of its favorite foods is the wolf apple, a large green fruit that resembles a tomato. This fruit is not only a vital food source, but also central to the wolf's ecological role. By consuming the wolf apple and other fruits, the maned wolf acts as a crucial seed disperser. The seeds pass through its digestive tract and are deposited across its territory, promoting plant diversity and regeneration throughout the Cerrado. The presence of both the giant anteater and the maned wolf highlights the intricate web of life in the Cerrado. Each species plays a vital role, controlling insect populations, dispersing seeds, and maintaining the balance of this unique ecosystem. The maned wolf's significance is recognized not only ecologically but culturally, as it is featured on Brazil's 200 reais banknote, a symbol of the Cerrado's wild beauty and the importance of conserving its remarkable inhabitants. The rivers and wetlands of the Cerrado form a vibrant tapestry of life, where water shapes the rhythm of existence. Here the landscape pulses with activity, as countless creatures have evolved to thrive in this ever-changing mosaic of flooded plains, winding streams, and lush marshes. Among the most iconic residents is the capybara, the world's largest rodent and a true master of the wetlands. With their barrel-shaped bodies and gentle eyes, capybaras are instantly recognizable as they move with calm assurance along the water's edge. Capybaras are highly social animals, living in tight-knit family groups that can number from a handful to over 20 individuals. These groups are anchored by strong bonds, with adults and young alike engaging in mutual grooming, vocal communication, and coordinated vigilance against threats. Their days are spent grazing on a variety of grasses and aquatic plants, their ever-growing teeth perfectly adapted to the tough, fibrous diet. Capybaras are most active during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk, when the wetlands are alive with the calls of birds and the rustle of other creatures. In the heat of midday, capybaras retreat to the water, their bodies gliding effortlessly beneath the surface. Their webbed feet propel them with surprising speed, and their dense, coarse fur dries quickly after each swim. Evolution has gifted them with a remarkable adaptation. Their eyes, ears, and nostrils are all set high on their heads, allowing them to remain almost entirely submerged while still keeping a lookout for danger. This stealthy posture is their first line of defense against predators. Capybaras are not just passive grazers. They are a keystone species in the Cerrado's food web. Their grazing shapes the vegetation, creating open spaces that benefit countless other animals, from small birds to amphibians. Yet, their abundance also makes them a crucial prey species. Jaguars, the apex predators of the Cerrado, rely on capybaras as a primary food source. The ever-present threat of predation keeps capybara groups alert, their senses finely tuned to the slightest disturbance. In this delicate balance, capybaras transfer the energy of the sun, captured by grasses, up the food chain, sustaining the powerful hunters that roam these wild lands. To survive on such a fibrous diet, capybaras employ a unique digestive strategy known as coprophagy. By consuming their own nutrient-rich droppings, they extract every possible calorie and vitamin from the tough plants they eat, a vital adaptation in a landscape where food quality can shift with the seasons. This remarkable process allows them to thrive even when the wetlands dry and the grasses become coarse and less nutritious, ensuring their survival through the Cerrado's cycles of flood and drought. Their tranquil presence, often seen basking in the sun or lounging in the shallows, has made capybaras a beloved symbol of the Cerrado's waterways, a testament to the harmony that can exist between animal and environment. Sharing these wetlands is another extraordinary creature, the marsh deer, the largest deer in South America. With its reddish coat and impressive stature, the marsh deer is a striking figure among the reeds and tall grasses. Adapted to a life in seasonally flooded landscapes, the marsh deer stands over 1.2 meters at the shoulder and can weigh up to 150 kilograms. Its long, slender legs lift its body above the water, while its wide, splayed hooves act like natural snowshoes. These specialized hooves prevent the deer from sinking into the soft, muddy ground, allowing it to move gracefully through the flooded grasslands in search of food and safety. The marsh deer's movements are almost balletic, each step carefully placed as it navigates the shifting terrain. Its keen senses are always alert for danger as predators like jaguars and caimans lurk nearby. The wetlands provide both nourishment and refuge. Marsh deer feed on tender aquatic plants, their diet rich in nutrients found only in these flooded environments. During the hottest hours, they wade into deeper water, cooling their bodies and escaping biting insects. But beneath the surface, another story unfolds. The caiman, a formidable reptilian predator, glides silently through the murky waters, its eyes and nostrils just breaking the surface as it scans for movement. Masters of camouflage and patience, caimans are ambush predators, waiting motionless for the perfect moment to strike. Their mottled skin blends seamlessly with the dappled light and shadows of the wetland. Adult caimans can reach lengths of 2 to 2.5 meters, their bodies protected by thick bony plates embedded in their skin. This natural armor shields them from both predators and rivals. Their jaws are lined with sharp teeth and powered by immense muscles, capable of delivering a crushing bite. Opportunistic feeders, caimans adapt their diet as they grow, taking advantage of whatever prey is most abundant. Young caimans hunt insects, small fish and amphibians, while adults pursue larger quarry, birds, turtles, and even the occasional young capybara, demonstrating the complex web of predator and prey that defines the Cerrado. Yet even the caiman must be wary. At the water's edge, tense encounters with jaguars unfold in a silent contest of strength and strategy. Both predators are formidable, and each confrontation is a delicate dance where caution often prevails over conflict. In the wild heart of the Cerrado, capybaras, marsh deer, and caimans embody the intricate relationships that sustain this ecosystem. Their lives are woven together by the cycles of water and grass, predator and prey, a living testament to the resilience and beauty of nature's hidden gem. The skies and treetops of the Cerrado are alive with a dazzling array of avian life, each species playing a vital role in the intricate web of this ecosystem. From the highest branches to the open grasslands, birds animate the landscape with color, sound, and movement, shaping the very character of the Cerrado. Among the most iconic and visually arresting residents is the blue and yellow macaw, a true emblem of the Cerrado's wild beauty. Their radiant blue and golden feathers shimmer in the sunlight as they soar above the canopy, their wingspans stretching over 1.2 meters. These macaws are not only striking in appearance, but also command the upper reaches of the forest with their powerful flight and unmistakable calls. Highly social and remarkably intelligent blue and yellow macaws form tight-knit family groups. Their complex vocalizations and synchronized movements in flight reveal a sophisticated social structure, with pairs and families maintaining lifelong bonds. Each day, these macaws traverse vast distances, sometimes tens of kilometers, between their nesting hollows in ancient trees and their foraging grounds. Their resonant calls, echoing across the savanna, serve as both communication and territorial display, reinforcing bonds and deterring rivals. The macaw's formidable beak is a marvel of adaptation, capable of exerting immense pressure to crack open the toughest Cerrado palm nuts and seeds, resources inaccessible to most other birds. This specialized feeding behavior not only sustains the macaws, but also shapes the plant community. By targeting specific fruits and nuts, they influence which plant species thrive and spread. As they feed, macaws inadvertently drop seeds and fruits, acting as crucial agents of seed dispersal. Their movements help maintain genetic diversity and promote the regeneration of the Cerrado's unique flora. Seeds carried away from the parent tree and deposited in new locations have a greater chance of survival, sprouting into the next generation of trees and shrubs that sustain the Cerrado's biodiversity. In this way, macaws act as living threads, weaving together isolated patches of forest and ensuring the resilience and connectivity of the Cerrado's mosaic landscape. Closer to the ground, the burrowing owl brings a different energy to the open fields. This small, charismatic raptor is perfectly adapted to the grassland's challenges. True to its name, the burrowing owl makes its home in subterranean burrows, often repurposing abandoned tunnels dug by armadillos or other mammals. These underground refugees provide shelter from predators and the harsh midday sun. Unlike most of its nocturnal relatives, the burrowing owl is diurnal, hunting and socializing in broad daylight. This unique behavior allows it to exploit food resources unavailable to other owls. Perched atop termite mounds or rustic fence posts, the owl's piercing yellow eyes are ever vigilant, scanning for the slightest movement in the grass. From these vantage points, it launches swift, precise attacks on insects, small reptiles, and rodents, playing a vital role in controlling populations of these creatures and maintaining ecological balance in the grasslands. The southern Caracara, meanwhile, is a master of adaptability and resourcefulness. This striking raptor is instantly recognizable by its bold posture and sharp gaze. Caracaras are opportunistic foragers, displaying remarkable intelligence as they search for food. Their diet is astonishingly varied, ranging from insects and small vertebrates to eggs, fruits, and even carrion. As both hunters and scavengers, Caracaras are essential to the Cerrado's health. By consuming carrion, they help prevent the spread of disease and recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem. Their willingness to eat almost anything, be it insects, small mammals, or the remains of larger animals, demonstrates their adaptability and ensures their survival in a landscape that is constantly changing. Unlike most raptors, Caracaras are often seen striding confidently across the ground, investigating every opportunity with curiosity and boldness. They are known to follow herds of large mammals, capitalizing on prey disturbed by their movement, and have even been observed outwitting other raptors to steal food. This clever, assertive behavior cements the Caracaras' reputation as one of the Cerrado's most adaptable and influential avian predators, shaping the ecosystem through both their predatory and scavenging roles. The Cerrado, a vast mosaic of grasslands, woodlands, and scrub, is a living testament to nature's resilience and ingenuity. Yet, beneath its vibrant surface, this ancient biome faces a convergence of threats so severe that its very future hangs in the balance. The open, gently rolling terrain that defines the Cerrado has long made it a target for transformation. Its soils, once considered too acidic and nutrient-poor for farming, have been tamed by modern technology, opening the door to an era of unprecedented agricultural expansion. Over the past few decades, the relentless march of mechanized agriculture, driven by global demand for soybeans and beef, has swept across the Cerrado. Massive tracts of native vegetation are cleared each year, replaced by endless rows of monocultures and sprawling cattle pastures. This agricultural frontier is advancing at a pace that outstrips even the deforestation of the Amazon, consuming the Cerrado's unique habitats with alarming speed and efficiency. The ancient gnarled trees and resilient native grasses, shaped by millennia of fire and drought, are bulldozed and burned, their intricate root systems destroyed, their ecological roles erased in a matter of days. What remains is a landscape stripped of its complexity, bare soil, scattered stumps, and the silent absence of the countless species that once thrived here. More than half of the Cerrado's original expanse has already vanished, replaced by a patchwork of fields and pastures. The scale of this loss is staggering. Millions of hectares gone, with little hope of true restoration. The remnants of the Cerrado are now scattered and isolated, small islands of native vegetation adrift in a sea of agriculture. These fragments are too small and too disconnected to sustain the full richness of life that once flourished here. For wide-ranging species like the jaguar and the maned wolf, this fragmentation is catastrophic. These animals require vast, unbroken territories to hunt, breed, and survive. As their world shrinks, so too do their chances of survival. Forced to cross barren fields and exposed corridors, these iconic predators face dwindling prey, increased conflict, and genetic isolation, pushing their populations ever closer to collapse. Scientific studies estimate that populations of large mammals in the Cerrado have plummeted by 30 to 60% in recent decades. This is not just a loss of individual animals, but a collapse of entire ecological networks that once maintained the balance of this ecosystem. Beyond the bulldozers and plows, the Cerrado faces another more insidious threat: the disruption of its natural fire regime and the growing spectre of climate change. Fire has always been a part of the Cerrado's story, shaping its plants and animals over millennia. But today, human activities have altered the frequency, intensity, and timing of these fires with devastating consequences. Uncontrolled wildfires, often ignited to clear land for agriculture, now burn hotter and more frequently than the natural cycles ever intended. Even the Cerrado's famously fire-resistant trees struggle to recover, their bark scorched, their roots exposed to the relentless sun. At the same time, the global climate crisis is tightening its grip. Rising temperatures and shifting rainfall patterns are making the Cerrado's dry seasons longer, hotter, and more severe. These harsher conditions fuel even more intense droughts and wildfires, pushing the Cerrado's specialized species, many found nowhere else on Earth, beyond the limits of their endurance. The tragedy of the Cerrado is compounded by its invisibility. Often called the forgotten savanna, its quiet beauty and subtle complexity are overlooked, even as its destruction accelerates. While the world's gaze is fixed on the Amazon, the silent devastation of the Cerrado continues, largely unreported and unchecked, erasing a biome as rich and vital as any rainforest. The Cerrado's open landscapes, lacking the towering canopy of a rainforest, are often misperceived as empty or expendable. its conversion is framed as progress, not loss, masking the true scale of the ecological disaster unfolding. Yet the disappearance of the Cerrado is a crisis of global significance. This biome harbors thousands of unique species, many of which are vanishing before they can even be studied or named. As the deep-rooted plants of the Cerrado are destroyed, we lose not only biodiversity, but also the biome's ability to regulate water cycles and store vast reserves of carbon. The release of this carbon into the atmosphere accelerates climate change, creating a feedback loop that threatens ecosystems far beyond Brazil's borders. The Cerrado, often overshadowed by the Amazon, is a living tapestry of life and resilience, stretching across the heart of South America. Its importance is profound, not only for Brazil but for the entire planet. This ancient savanna is a cradle of biodiversity, a place where evolution has crafted a symphony of life forms found nowhere else on Earth. Imagine a landscape where over 12,000 plant species thrive, 40% of which exist only here. These plants are not just beautiful, they are the foundation of a complex ecosystem supporting a web of insects, birds, mammals, and reptiles, each uniquely adapted to the Cerrado's rhythms of fire, rain, and drought. The loss of even a single species in this intricate network can unravel connections we barely comprehend. When a native flower disappears, so too may the pollinator that depends on it, and the predator that relies on that pollinator. The extinction of Cerrado life is not just a local tragedy, it is a permanent erasure from the world's natural heritage, a loss that cannot be undone. The Cerrado is also a vital engine for the planet's fresh water. Its high plateaus are the birthplace of 8 of Brazil's 12 great river basins, feeding mighty rivers that sustain the Amazon, the Pantanal, and millions of people downstream. The deep roots of Cerrado vegetation act as nature's water reservoir, absorbing rainfall and slowly releasing it, ensuring rivers flow even in the dry season. When this natural system is disrupted, when native plants are cleared for agriculture or development, the consequences are immediate and severe. Water that once seeped gently into the ground now rushes away, carrying precious soil with it, polluting rivers, and leaving the land vulnerable to both drought and flood. The delicate balance that has persisted for millennia is shattered. The Cerrado's role in climate regulation is equally critical. Unlike rainforests which store carbon above ground, the Cerrado locks vast amounts of carbon deep within its roots and soil. This underground vault is a silent guardian against climate change, but when the land is ploughed and the roots destroyed, this stored carbon escapes into the atmosphere, fueling the greenhouse effect and accelerating global warming. Protecting the Cerrado is not just an act of conservation, it is a strategic defense for the planet's climate and water security. It is a nature-based solution that keeps carbon safely in the ground, preserves the flow of clean water, and maintains the stability of entire ecosystems. The consequences of inaction are stark. If the Cerrado continues to vanish, we risk losing not only thousands of unique species, but also the natural systems that support agriculture, water supplies, and climate stability across South America and beyond. The fate of iconic animals like the jaguar and the maned wolf hangs in the balance, as does the future of countless lesser-known creatures and plants. Every hectare lost is a step closer to ecological collapse, a future where rivers run dry, soils erode, and the climate grows ever more unpredictable. The Cerrado is a hidden gem, but its value is immeasurable. To save it is to safeguard the very processes that make life possible, not just for Brazil, but for the world. The time to act is now. The Cerrado's story is still being written, and its survival depends on our willingness to recognize its worth, to defend its wild beauty, and to ensure that this irreplaceable biome endures for generations yet to come. Beneath the open sky of the Cerrado, an extraordinary cast of plants has evolved to survive in a landscape shaped by extremes. Here, survival means adaptation, an endless dance with fire, drought, and nutrient-poor soils. Take the twisted trunks and gnarled branches of the Cerrado's iconic trees. The corky, thick bark of the pequi and the buriti palm acts as a natural armor, shielding them from the searing flames of seasonal wildfires. These fires, far from being purely destructive, are a vital force, clearing old growth, recycling nutrients, and triggering the germination of seeds that lie dormant beneath the soil. Many Cerrado plants have seeds wrapped in tough casings, only cracked open by the heat of a passing fire, ensuring that new life springs up when conditions are just right. Beneath the surface, the Cerrado's vegetation hides another secret. Deep taproots, some stretching 10 meters into the earth, allow plants like the pau santo and the golden trumpet tree to tap hidden moisture reserves during the long, dry months. These roots do more than quench thirst. They stabilize the soil, prevent erosion, and help channel rainwater deep underground, recharging aquifers that feed the great rivers. Adaptation here also means efficiency. Leaves are often small, leathery, or covered in fine hairs, ingenious designs that minimize water loss in the relentless sun. Some plants, like the silver-leafed candia, reflect sunlight to keep cool, while others, such as the sensitive mimosa, fold their leaves to reduce exposure during the hottest hours. But survival in the Cerrado is not a solitary endeavor. Plants forge intricate relationships with insects, birds, and mammals. The vibrant flowers of the ivy tree bloom at the end of the dry season, offering a lifeline of nectar to bees and hummingbirds when food is scarce. Fruits like those of the pequi tree entice animals with their rich oils, ensuring seeds are carried far and wide by hungry toucans and capuchin monkeys. Even chemical warfare plays a role. Many Cerrado plants produce potent compounds to deter grazers or inhibit the growth of competing species. These natural chemicals, honed over millennia, are a source of inspiration for new medicines and agricultural innovations. The Cerrado's plants are more than just survivors. They are ecosystem engineers, shaping and sustaining the web of life around them. Each adaptation, each strategy, is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of nature in a land where only the most resourceful endure. In protecting these plants, we preserve not just individual species, but the living, breathing heart of the Cerrado itself. Beneath the sun-baked savannas of the Cerrado lies a world few ever see, a teeming underground metropolis that is just as vital as the vibrant life above. Here, in the darkness beneath the roots, an astonishing network of organisms works tirelessly to sustain the entire ecosystem. The foundation of this hidden world is the intricate web of roots, stretching out like veins beneath the earth. The deep taproots of trees and shrubs not only anchor plants, but also create channels for water and air to penetrate the compacted soils. These root systems foster microhabitats, supporting a dazzling diversity of soil dwellers. Among these are the unsung engineers of the Cerrado termites and ants. Termite mounds, rising above and plunging deep below the surface, act as natural aerators, turning and enriching the soil as they build their labyrinthine homes. Ant colonies, with their complex tunnels, help break down organic matter, recycle nutrients, and disperse seeds, ensuring new plants can take root. But the real magic happens at a microscopic scale. Billions of bacteria and fungi form symbiotic partnerships with plant roots. Mycorrhizal fungi, in particular, weave fine filaments through the soil, connecting the roots of different species in a vast underground network. Through this fungal web, nutrients are exchanged, water is shared, and plants communicate warnings about drought or disease. Earthworms, though rarely seen, play a crucial role as nature's recyclers. Their constant burrowing loosens the soil, improves drainage, and mixes in organic material. The result is a rich, fertile layer that supports the explosive growth of the Cerrado's unique vegetation. Even the smallest creatures have outsized impacts. Springtails, beetles, and microscopic nematodes break down dead leaves and wood, turning yesterday's debris into tomorrow's nutrients. This rapid recycling process is essential in the Cerrado, where the soils are often poor and life depends on every scrap of available energy. Together, these underground communities form the beating heart of the Cerrado. They regulate water cycles, filter pollutants, and help plants withstand the harshest droughts. Every root, every tunnel, every invisible organism is a thread in the tapestry of life that makes this biome so resilient. In the silent darkness below, the Cerrado's true strength is revealed, a testament to the power of cooperation and the unseen forces that keep this land alive. Across the vast expanse of the Cerrado, time is measured not just by the ticking of the clock, but by the rhythm of the seasons. This ancient land undergoes a dramatic transformation each year as the cycle of wet and dry unfolds, shaping every living thing within its borders. As the dry season grips the Cerrado, the landscape takes on a golden hue. Grasses wither and rustle in the parched wind, while shrubs and trees shed their leaves to conserve precious moisture. The air crackles with heat and water becomes scarce. Many rivers shrink to ribbons and ponds evaporate into cracked earth. Yet this apparent stillness is deceptive. Animals adapt in ingenious ways. Giant anteaters roam further in search of food. Maned wolves travel the twilight in search of prey, and countless birds migrate to more fertile grounds. Plants, too, reveal their resilience. Some retreat underground, storing energy in swollen roots until the rains return. Others, like the fire-adapted grasses, rely on periodic wildfires to clear away dead matter and spark new growth. Then, with the first distant rumble of thunder, the landscape begins to stir. The rainy season arrives in a dramatic flourish. Torrents of water transform the terrain almost overnight. Grasses erupt in a sea of green, and wildflowers paint the savanna in vibrant colors. Trees like the IP burst into bloom, their crowns ablaze with yellow or pink blossoms. The air is alive with the calls of returning birds, and butterflies dance above the fresh growth. Waterholes brim once more, drawing capybaras, marsh deer, and caimans to their banks. Frogs emerge from their hidden burrows, filling the nights with a symphony of croaks and trills. Insects awaken en masse, providing a feast for hungry birds and mammals. The Cerrado becomes a stage for renewal, as life surges forward in response to the abundance. These seasonal shifts are more than a backdrop, they are the engine of evolution. Plants and animals have developed unique strategies to survive and thrive in a land of extremes. Some seeds can lie dormant for months, waiting for the perfect combination of heat and rain to burst into life. Predators and prey adjust their habits to the shifting availability of food and shelter. Even the soil breathes differently, absorbing and releasing moisture in a delicate balance. Each year this cycle repeats, dry to wet, scarcity to abundance, rest to riotous growth. It is a living testament to the adaptability and resilience of the Cerrado. Here every season writes a new chapter in the story of survival, painting the landscape with the colors of change and the promise of life renewed. In the heart of the Cerrado, fire is not merely a force of destruction. It is a master sculptor, shaping the land and life in profound ways. Unlike many ecosystems where fire spells disaster, the Cerrado has evolved alongside the flames for millennia. Here, natural fires, sparked by lightning during the first storms of the wet season, sweep across the savanna with a fierce, yet purposeful energy. These fires are part of a delicate, ancient rhythm. Occurring every few years, they clear away dead grasses and leaf litter, opening space for sunlight to reach the soil. This renewal is vital. Without fire, dense undergrowth would choke the landscape, stifling the growth of young plants and altering the balance of species. The plants of the Cerrado are not just survivors, they are specialists. Many grasses and shrubs have tough fire-resistant bark or thick protective coverings. Some trees, like the twisted pequi, bear armored trunks, shielding their living tissue from the heat. Beneath the surface, deep roots and underground stems store energy, ready to send up fresh shoots as soon as the flames pass. For some species, fire is a signal to begin anew. Seeds of many native plants are coated in hard shells that only crack open when exposed to intense heat, ensuring that germination happens in the nutrient-rich ash left behind. Within days of a blaze, a green carpet begins to spread, evidence of life rising from the embers. Animals, too, have learned to coexist with fire. As flames approach, burrowing creatures like armadillos and small rodents retreat into the safety of their tunnels. Birds take flight, while larger mammals move to unburned patches or wait in fire-resistant groves. Some species, such as the red-legged Cerrado, are drawn to recently burned areas, where they hunt insects and small animals exposed by the cleared ground. The cycle of fire brings both challenge and opportunity. By preventing the build-up of fuel, regular burns reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfires that could devastate the ecosystem. Fire also helps maintain the mosaic of grassland, woodland, and scrub that makes the Cerrado so rich in biodiversity. Yet the balance is fragile. Too frequent or intense fires, often caused by human activity, can disrupt these natural rhythms, threatening the survival of species finely tuned to the Cerrado's unique fire regime. In this landscape, fire is both destroyer and creator, a force that tests the limits of adaptation and resilience. Through its trials, the Cerrado endures and thrives, a living testament to the power of nature's ancient cycles. Hidden beneath the vast mosaic of grasslands and twisted woodlands, the Cerrado's rivers and wetlands pulse quietly yet powerfully through this ancient landscape. These waterways are the veins and arteries of the Cerrado, weaving across thousands of kilometers and nourishing one of the world's richest tropical savannas. The Cerrado is often called the cradle of waters because it is the source of some of South America's mightiest rivers. The Tocantins, San Francisco, and Paraguay rivers all rise here, their headwaters fed by seasonal rains and underground springs. These rivers carve deep valleys, form shimmering lagoons, and feed expansive marshes, creating a complex network of aquatic habitats. The wetlands, known locally as veredas, are unique ecosystems in their own right. Lined with slender buriti palms and dense mats of sedges, these saturated soils act as natural sponges. During the rainy season, they soak up torrents of water, slowing the flow and reducing the risk of floods downstream. In the dry season, they gradually release this stored moisture, sustaining life when the rest of the savanna seems parched and brittle. This ever-changing mosaic is a haven for biodiversity. Fish dart through clear streams, including rare species found nowhere else on Earth. Frogs and toads chorus from the water's edge, their calls echoing at dusk. Along slow-moving rivers, giant otters patrol the banks, while turtles bask in the sun atop floating logs. The wetlands are vital nesting sites for waterbirds, from the stately jabiru stork to the secretive sungrebe. Even the elusive marsh deer and capybara depend on these watery refuges for food and shelter. Beyond supporting wildlife, the Cerrado's rivers and wetlands play a crucial role in the broader ecosystem. They help regulate the climate by storing carbon-rich peat and moderating temperatures. Their waters recharge aquifers deep underground, providing fresh water not only for wild creatures, but for millions of people across Brazil and beyond. But this lifeline is increasingly threatened. Deforestation, dam building, and pollution disrupt the natural flow of water, fragmenting habitats and endangering the species that depend on them. As the climate changes, the delicate balance of wet and dry seasons grows ever more precarious. Yet where the rivers run free and the wetlands remain untouched, the Cerrado's resilience endures. Here, water and land, plant and animal are bound together in an intricate dance, a testament to the power and beauty of life sustained by the gentle, persistent flow of water. In the heart of the Cerrado, the rivers and wetlands are more than just features of the landscape. They are its lifeblood, quietly shaping, sustaining, and connecting all who call this remarkable savanna home. As the sun dips below the horizon and the last gold rays slip away, the Cerrado transforms. What was once an open, sunlit expanse becomes a world of shadows and whispers. a realm ruled by the creatures of the night. In this twilight hour, the symphony of the savanna changes. Chirping insects rise in a steady chorus, while the haunting calls of nightjars echo across the grasslands. Hidden from the harsh daytime heat, an astonishing cast of nocturnal animals ventures forth, each uniquely adapted to life after dark. The elusive pampas cat, cloaked in tawny fur and marked with faint stripes, slips silently through the undergrowth. With eyes that gleam in the moonlight, it stalks rodents and birds, using acute hearing and night vision to navigate the darkness. Not far behind, the crab-eating fox, despite its name a true omnivore, prowls the edges of wetlands and thickets, its keen nose leading it to fruit, insects, and the occasional amphibian. High above, the lesser long-nosed bat flutters from flower to flower, its slender tongue perfectly designed to reach the nectar of night-blooming plants. As it feeds, it becomes an unwitting pollinator, carrying grains of pollen between blossoms and helping the Cerrado's flora thrive. On the ground, armored giant armadillos emerge from their burrows, their powerful claws tearing into termite mounds and ant colonies. These gentle diggers play a crucial role in the ecosystem, aerating the soil and dispersing seeds as they search for food. Among the grasses, the night air trembles with the movements of small mammals, spiny rats, opossums, and the rare, rabbit-like tapeti. Their large eyes scan for danger, while sensitive whiskers and ears pick up the faintest sounds. Each must remain alert, for the night is also the domain of silent hunters. Owls, from the diminutive burrowing owl to the imposing spectacled owl, perch motionless, waiting for the rustle of prey. With near-perfect hearing and feathers designed for silent flight, they swoop down without a sound, maintaining the delicate balance between predator and prey. Even the insects play a starring role. Fireflies drift among the shrubs, their bioluminescent flashes a silent language of courtship. Giant katydids, camouflaged as leaves, feed on foliage and sing to each other with rhythmic clicks, while predatory assassin bugs hunt in ambush. Together, these nocturnal inhabitants weave a complex web of life beneath the stars. Each species, hunter, pollinator, forager, and prey, fills a vital niche, ensuring the Cerrado's resilience through the unseen hours. The night here is not an absence of life, but a vibrant, shifting tapestry, a hidden world that sustains the savanna as surely as the rivers and sun. When dawn returns, these creatures retreat, leaving only footprints, faint trails, and the lingering sense that, in the Cerrado, life never truly sleeps. It simply changes form, thriving in the cool embrace of darkness.